Hello to our bread talk today, number 4.
Number 4, hello.
And the topic today is about flowers. In our podcast before, we was talking also a lot about flowers, but um, now we want to go a little bit more specific.
And we are glad that people are appreciating our podcast. And
Yeah, slowly people appreciate it, and you can also give a share. Yeah, there is anything we enjoy to do because it stays forever.
yes,
Yeah, like
and they
this.
are small, but maybe for other people they are things which they know, but for other people they are things which they don't know and they have them. And also this topic with the flower. For example, if anybody asks me what I would like to know if I would be a beginner now, anybody to tell me is how big is the range of the flower, and not all the flowers are the same.
I think beginner think always flower is flower.
Yeah, exactly. This is one thing which me personally, if I would be a beginner and anybody would ask me, Christina, which would be the first thing which you would like to know, I would say that the flowers are so different and they act so different, and how important is to choose the right flower, and how important is to read a label from a pack of flower, and to know the strongest points, or the no to know what to look into a flower.
What to look for? Yeah, of course we have different kind of flower. We have a normal wheat flower, the white flower. Yeah, then we have rye flower. Yeah, then we have spelt flower. We have the Asian grains. Actually, spelt is also from the family of the wheat, and it's kind of Asian grain, einkorn, emmer,
Yeah, but this comes a little
whole
bit
wheat.
when you know to
Yeah,
combine
this
them.
comes later, but yeah,
But we talk about wheat flour, how big is the range, and how,
yeah. But a lot of people also start baking. Don't forget because they want to go in the to bake their own bread because they want to eat healthy.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and then a lot of things are going hand in hand. That um, that of course the Asian grains, the whole flour,
Yeah,
it's
that's
known that more healthy.
it's true
Yeah,
because the grain is whole.
the
It's
whole
not
yeah, it's not
milled. It's not.
raffinated.
Yeah, exactly. But you also have to know how to work with
First
this.
of all, you have to know which flour you use for which.
Exactly.
For example, here in the part, let's say from United States and also in Latin America, Canada, we have hard wheat, yeah, and in Europe, in Italy,
Yeah, we have soft.
we have soft wheat. What is the difference between both? When we are working doing a bread, we have to know the difference. The hard wheat takes actually more from, let's say, from the basic part, it takes more water. It
Yeah.
absorbs more water than the soft wheat. Yeah. Then I can also observe the most of the flour from United States. I think we was talking about this topic when the panettone. They have also they have a higher W from the ground, the basic. Yeah, they are stronger. I would not say that the proteins is actually are always higher, but they have a higher W.
Maybe
from-
they are more quality. Let's
yeah,
say.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. You can say I don't know they have more quality because this we cannot check. The quality of the protein is always anything which it's like an orientation. We are looking
Yeah, of
for
course.
we are looking in a bag and we see 12, 13, 14% of protein. Then we buy it because we assume
That it's good.
that is a stronger flour and it makes then the next what we have in the mind is a stronger flour give me more possibility to do maybe this bread and this bread. Yeah, but I think the flour depends also always what you want to achieve, what kind of bread you want to make,
Exactly.
bake, what you want
Because
to
we
do.
know that most of the people are running after Manitoba, for example, because it's strong and it helps you. Even if you're a beginner, the gluten goes, it don't
Yeah,
crack.
it gives you a better puffer.
Yeah, but it
Let's say like
never
this.
gives you an open crumb, or rarely, or you have to know to work with it.
Yeah, it's a different story to work. Each
Yeah.
flour can give you an open crumb, but this topic goes not to open crumb. We are
No.
yeah.
I only say that then they are disappointed that they don't have, because I know from my group, they worked with Manitoba before, and they ask me why I cannot have an open crumb. They don't know that Manitoba don't give you, but they run after open crumb. Like a
yeah. A lot
crumb.
of people they assume higher the protein, more easy is to make an open crumb. It's not like this. You have also when you go when you have a strong flour like this, you have also to the details in the fermentation, they are much different. That is the same when you have your sourdough, and a lot of people are mixing um, whole flour in the sourdough. They make a mix with whole
And
flour.
they feed it like this each day.
Yeah, and you have to know when you put a whole flour inside or real flour, it doesn't matter, it's only a little bit. Then you speed up, you push your sourdough, but you push it also in the way that you have to feed it more often.
Yeah, you have to run after it.
You have to run after it. And most of the people, they don't,
They don't
change,
do it. Yeah.
they change maybe the flour, but they don't change the feeding rhythm.
Yes, exactly. And then in 2 weeks, the sourdough is acid, which is the worst.
Yeah, it get over because with a brand what you put inside more and more, you are and you if you don't change your feeding rhythm,
Yeah.
then you make the things more sour.
Yeah.
And this makes and the people don't understand this. First, it is like exciting because you can visually see the
Of
difference.
course, when you make it from scratch, it's different story because you need to give a whole.
Okay.
But not
If
when
you
you
make a
have
sourdough from scratch
yeah.
also. Many bakeries, for example, I know in Europe, in Germany, they buy sourdough, raised sourdough weekly. They buy it from a provider because they cannot feed it. They have not the time and the people to keep a sourdough, raised sourdough or a whole sourdough always in a good stage. And then it's what is the point? They are getting sour. Yeah. We with a white flour we have in Europe we have the T45, T55, T65, then we have the T80.
Yeah, I think depends also on the country. For example, in Romania, it's with 400, 550, 650, 1000.
In Hungary it's BL 50.
Yeah, I think each country has his own.
BL 50.
But in the end, they all say the same thing. How raffinate it is.
Yeah. In Germany it's type 405, then type 550.
It's like in Romania.
Yeah, then we have the 1050, and in Austria it's W700. The W700 is you can compare in Germany is 550, and then of course also this kind of number and let's say the raffination T45 is like in Germany T405, and these are flowers. They are very raffinated. They are mainly mostly
for
pastry, and like this they are more tasteless.
And they, for example, for croissants, you need a flour like this, which is also low in ash, which is another.
Yeah, low in ash. Yeah, and this takes down the taste. Yeah, and higher in ash is a better taste. And and then we have the other things what we find always also in flour. This is a point I think is from country to country different. It's about enzymes. A lot of mills are putting enzymes in the flour inside, and there's always a question. If after baking you still find enzymes inside, then you have to declare it. But most of the enzymes, they are gone. They say they are gone. after baking the bread, for this you have not declared, but it says so much enzymes what they put in, it's a thing. Then in United States, we have also a lot of malt,
Yeah.
a lot of
Bleached
flour,
and unbleached. They have.
bleached and unbleached,
Yeah.
and then we have also enriched flours, which means they have kind of enzymes
Enzymes.
inside, and
Malt.
malt, ascorbine acid. Ascorbine acid, which helps in the crumb, but they put it not for this inside. They put it inside for storaging. Yeah, because for example, also the rules here for storaging in the tropical, you need kind of ascorbine acid. In the bio part, you can use like acerola powder,
Yeah.
acerola cherry powder. Yeah, you can get this all over. You have to mix it very well. It helps in the same way like ascorbine acid. It makes the flour a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a help and it's natural.
Yeah, but this, for example, when you are a bakery, you can ask all these kind of things to the provider to give you a technical sheet. But when you buy it from the supermarket,
Yeah, of course.
there it's a little bit tricky because first of all, maybe they don't write, and second of all, even if they write, the people don't know to read the labels.
But now I have also observed over the years that the home bakers they are getting better and
Yeah,
better, and
yeah.
they make sure they write by themselves to the mills. They want to know this. If they don't know, a lot of are using organic flour, bio flour, yeah. And what I also always find when I travel around is this W, for example, I can figure out the W even if it's not written on the package because I get it from the mill. But what I was observing is flour with a low protein and a high W means for me it's a flour, it's a cheap flour
They
pimped,
put
pimped. Yeah. Then a flour, let's say we have a flour with a W of 340. This is pimped, or I have a flour which is good with 340. Both flours, I work totally different when it comes to the point that I have to make a bread.
Mhm.
It's very different how the flours are pimped. Yeah, I think most of the flour which are not organic, they are pimped in any way. Pimped means they have anything
Yeah, of
inside.
course,
It's not
it's logical. If the protein is down and the W is high, anything from anything is coming the W, but it's not coming from the wheat, from the protein of the wheat. They
Yeah,
put
and then
anything.
this is what we were talking also with the panettone flour. The most of the panettone flour with a W over 400, this cannot be natural. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then of course then there's also they have anything inside for absorb better fat and these kind of things.
Yeah, like we don't go back again to the panettone flour which is designed.
Yeah, each flour
this.
has to be designed. It's
Yeah.
like, for example, the soft wheat it's much better for doing pizza because it's more elastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the hard. When you work with hard wheat, you can make also good pizza, but then you have to go a higher hydration. And then maybe also to make it more elastic, to put a little bit oil inside.
You know,
That's what I do here.
in Romania, I saw now in the groups they appeared a lot of people who teach the other home bakers. People they are also home bakers to make bread with 3-0 flour, like a pastry flour, and they are very thrilled because they get an open crumb, but actually it's like that the grain is like nothing because it's a.
Yeah, it's like tasted. It's like
Yeah.
the cake flour, like
They
405.
are very happy that they get an open crumb. They get
A better crumb.
better crumb, but they don't understand that the real deal and the real art in making a bread is to work with the bread flour, because if it's a bread flour, you have to work with the bread flour and the past, but it's like a hype now.
Yeah, it's also, so for example, when I do a mixed bread, let's say I have a bigger part of whole flour in the last bread, what we did also with the old bread inside, I do a part with a whole flour inside, then I have a rye sourdough, And then for the part which I use white flour, I choose also a flour which is stronger
Yeah.
because all the other part is weak.
Weak. Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
then I try to mix here a little bit. Yeah, we have this also in my open crumb guide. I was talking a little bit about this kind of thing, and in the moment, we are here trying to figure out
Yeah.
how is the flowers here in Panama, and the
Actually,
weakest,
we did a good panettone yesterday with the.
yeah, but the weakest flower here in Panama is a W320. You
It's
have,
not weak.
yeah, it's not weak at all. But finally, I figured out in the long bulk fermentation, after 5 hours, drops. It drops the strange faster than a soft wheat Italian flour without telling now a name
Yeah.
with a W of 280, 300.
Yeah.
Like comparing flour from Italy, which is natural, I say it's natural better flour because I know the other flour from Panama, they have everything inside. There are enzymes inside, there are ascorbine acid inside, and they say it has a protein of 12%, but we don't know the quality of this
Yeah.
12%. But it's after bulk fermentation, it was developing good, but then it was like losing the strange faster than comparing European flour, which means for me probably the proteins are in a bad, in not the same level like the other ones. Yeah. Then we have the spelt flour, kamut, and einkorn. When we are talking about the whole flour, the Asian grains, these are flours which, for example, spelt, they have a high protein, but there are
They
there
are
are
weak gluten.
the gluten are very weak. We are talking now about the whole because we have also in spelt we have an einkorn, we have white einkorn and white spelt, and here I observe also more and more that mills are designing this flour that it behaves like normal wheat flour.
Yes,
Yeah, I had very good results with some German brands, but it was really behaving like a
you
wheat
had a
flour.
very good result. We had in Romania with the spell from Italy.
Yeah,
Remember?
spelled from Italy, but finally this spelled was from Germany. We buy it
Yeah,
on,
but it was
yeah.
a bio spell.
It was a bio
A
spelled,
bio
it's
spell.
by
And
a bio
we
whole,
was
whole
making
spelled.
incredible breads.
Yeah, it was very good. I had also with white einkorn accidentally because we could not read the package in Hungary. We made very good brioche. I was
You
also,
like the flour in Hungary, huh?
the flour in Hungary was very good. Yeah, so one of the best and most tasty what I was eating. They had also flour over there. It was comparing with a French T80, which is for me the only, not the only, but for me the best French flour. The other one you can replace.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the T80 has a very special taste. T55, T65, these are not for me, not flours I cannot find anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we have a friend. He's no, we let this.
So except of the protein and the ash, what we have in the flour, and a lot of people don't know, is the residual humidity.
Oh yeah,
Each bag, this I tell also to my students, don't put always the whole amount of water in once, which you have in mind to put, because each flour has this humidity inside. You buy the flour with humidity, depends how freshly it's milled.
yeah. For this is very important also how you storage the flour.
Exactly.
Here we have you have to storage it dry in a normal temperature between 18 and 21 degree. Here we have 88% humidity, and we have 30 degree permanently. Yeah, it's that for this is one of the reasons that they have ascorbine acid inside. Then you saw they bring also flour here to Panama, imported flour from Italy, and they do it
They
vacuum
pack-
package. And I have the feeling that this flour lose quality. First of all, it has a lot of crumbs. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to with a sieve you have to sieve the whole bag because it's a when you have to make a big batch, then you are working half an hour only.
Yes, in a big bakery you have a big.
You cannot do it.
Yeah, but you normally in Romania at least it's mandatory to have. Doesn't matter how you
A
buy the
siphon.
flour,
Ah, yeah.
a professional sieve.
Yeah.
But it's a work. It doesn't matter how you do it. It's not the same like when you open the bag and you start to use it.
It's also, for example, when we are talking about rye flour, in the past it was always like this, as the enzymes activity was so high that you needed to have to ferment like 40-50% of the flour for pushing down this enzyme activity. Now the flour is designed like this that even you can make it with, you can make a bread only with yeast, with the rye flour. In the past you could not do this.
Yeah, the flours are good. Now you make a bread without kneading. You make a bread.
Yeah,
you
the
make
quality
only
is,
you make only water and salt and sourdough, and you let it. You make some stretch and fold. Okay, it's not coming a bread which you see in the internet, but you get a decent bread, and you don't have to knead it.
yeah, the question is always what you want to do.
Exactly.
For example, for I say for baguette, ciabatta, yeah, a middle range flour, it's good enough. For heavy products like panettone, brioche, like this, a stronger flour is good. For a country loaf or normal sourdough bread, I prefer also middle range flour. And yeah, and for hamburger or these kind of things, toast, you can go for a low protein flour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, when you are working with Asian grains, when we are working with whole flour, with spelt, einkorn, or emmer, there's always, I think, mandatory making autolyze to observe how it
Yeah.
works, and then only slow speed how slow speed kneading for to observe very well how the gluten develops to don't destroy it, because the glutens are very weak. Yeah, it's more tasty. The breads, they are more healthy.
What do you think
Then
about stone milled flour?
this is a good question, because
We know a friend which told us
we know a mill who told us it is more
marketing.
has more marketing hype than it has any benefits. Yeah, it's
Did
like
you feel it any
it's like
different?
I buy a bread made on a stone in a stone oven with the bread was on a stone. It's also pizza made on a stone. What is the benefits? There is no benefits. If you make it on an iron, on a good iron cast, in a good iron cast,
I don't know.
you make it like this.
This I don't know.
I don't think so. There's any difference. And here is the same. Like, okay, we know this conversation was between eyes, face to face, and I was always suspecting this because this is stone mill. You have a
It's a
different.
reason to sell it more expensive.
Maybe it's possible.
It's
Yeah.
like for example,
They say it has more nutrition, has a nutrition reason, things like this, but it's hard to believe. But there's a big difference, finally. Yeah.
yeah, like for example in Romania, if you buy a spelt flour, it's very expensive. If you buy alac flour, it's more cheap, but actually it's the same thing. You know, only they have different names and packaging, and yeah,
Yeah, you know, with marketing, you can make a lot of money.
yeah, it's only like
Yeah.
a discussion so the people know what to buy, what to choose, what to read in a label. In the end, important is to choose a clean flour as much as you can,
Yes, as much as you can, I think
and
also. And of
to
course,
try to play with the taste, what you like, to try to experiment a whole, and to play around, to put a little bit of whey, and to try to.
yes, what you want to achieve. When you go to a bread, like country loaf, which has to be an open crumb, then you cannot put so much whole flour inside. Then
But you remember the whole from Hungary, which we had in Romania?
yeah, but
What a big, what a crumb you had! It was
yeah, but
100%.
it was more. It was not like it was not
It was not.
whole. It was like a T80 with whole, I don't know.
Oh, the
It was a
mix.
very small mill which did a very special flour. And finally, for communication problems, we could never figure it out. We could not buy it again because they had a very small.
Yeah.
Uh,
But that's the thing. A good flour is made in small quantity. It's like the bread.
It's like
It's like the bread.
I think with everything. If you go in volume,
Exactly.
it's always a danger to lose the quality.
Exactly. This I also about this I was talking today in my Instagram about this. You know, in Romania, this cozonac, which they are selling there, it has no flour. It's only premix.
Yeah, this is
And my friend, the nutrition Diana, she has an app on the telephone, and she scanned all the labels. And today she posted a reel. She scanned a label from a cozonac from supermarket. It has no flour. It has only 9 additives, which
They have 9 is a little bit. I saw
but
it's 20 and 20 more.
9 additives, but one is on the most dangerous for cancer. The most dangerous.
Yeah, this is always
But
like
it
this.
has no flour. It's only premix.
It's the reason why we bake by ourselves and we try to help the people that they can
Yeah, exactly.
achieve a better and a more healthy bread. And this is also the reason why mostly we choose sourdough or at least long fermentation.
Long fermentation, yeah.
To go here in the right direction. Yeah. I think this was for today, our talk.
Christmas is soon. We see
Christmas
if
is
we make
soon.
another one until Christmas or not.
Maybe we make one more. Yeah, when
And if you have, I don't know, suggestions for any
Yeah.
topic, you can write in the comments,
yeah,
and
exactly.
we can make like a
Talk about.
talk about.
Yeah.
And if we don't see each other, Merry Christmas, but maybe we make another one until Christmas.
I wish you also a good night. Here we have night, and thank you for watching us.